Flans.
Is it just? Oh, is this just a video about me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's just a video just about you.
All about
Geeky.
me.
That's how you started off. Hello and welcome to another BookTube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books, and I'm joined by David. Golden handshake. No, I don't like that. I like more
just traditional.
Formal.
Not.
Oh no, thank you. Oh god, your big forearm as well. I'll never get that in here. Welcome to another BookTube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. David is also here. Lovely boy that he is. And today, David, it's all about you.
All about me.
David didn't realise that this video was all about him.
No,
he knew that I'd asked him like what books he hoped to read by the end of the year, and he got them together like a little cute boy. And then when we sat down with just his books, he said, oh, is this video all about me?
I was going to say, because normally you've got a mound of books that you want to talk about.
It's all about you. So David, how would you describe your reading this year?
Oh, sporadic.
Yeah, this year. Yeah, how many books have you read so far this year?
Is it 4?
4 books. That's still pretty good. All right. David's read 4 books this year, and you've picked out 2, 4, 6, 8 books that you'd like to have read by the end of the year. One of which you are 2/3 of the way through.
Yeah,
2/3 of the way through might be a bit optimistic.
Yeah.
Over halfway through.
I was hoping to have been last night when we had your
Cozy Reading
Patreon
Night.
Cozy Reading Night,
Yeah.
but a bit poorly last night.
Yeah, David had a nosebleed, didn't you?
I had a nosebleed and a really bad headache, but
all okay.
I'm all okay now.
Good. So David's just going to talk you through the books that he hopes to read by the end of the year. So the first one, why not talk about the one that you're currently reading? Do you mind if I hold them up? Because otherwise it's like this. Yeah, I'm reading this book. Or...
Yes, it's fine.
So the first book David is reading is Summer Brother by Jaap Robben, translated from the Dutch. Bought in an independent bookshop for Independent Bookshop Cozy Reading Night. Like I say, about 2/3 of the way through. David, tell us what it's about, but don't tell it what it's about in less than, so make sure it's about a minute long.
Oh god, this is
David trying to explain.
Long? That's plenty of time.
David trying to explain things is just long.
It's a
and
bit
when you think you
painful.
finished, you know what you can do?
Just stop.
Yeah, just stop. Rather than just keep going. By the way, have you closed the windows in the other room?
Yes, I have.
Now go.
Well, I've left our bedroom one open, but she's asleep.
Oh, I don't know about that.
She can't get up there, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, right, go on then.
Trust me, it's okay.
Famous last words, we've got it in camera and she
We've
escaped.
been doing this for 3 days all this week. So it's okay.
David, tell us about Summer Brother by Jaap Robben.
So Summer Brother is about a 13-year-old lad called Brian, and he lives on on a farm with his father. His father isn't a very nice man. He's a bit of a naughty geezer, bit of a Del Boy of the farming world, should we say, but a bit nastier. And they've got another brother. The mother's gone. Here we go. And they've got another brother who lives at a care home. He's mentally ill, and there's something happening at the care home, and where the brother can't stay in his home, and so he's got to go and stay with the dad and the brother over the course of the summer holidays. That's pretty much
Well
it.
done, you can stop now.
I'm
That's
stopped.
it. It's translated by David Doherty, I should have said as well. We should always shout out the translators. Imagine translating a book. Can you even begin to imagine what it would be like?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, if you speak the lingo.
Yeah, I know, but think about turns of phrase. There's so many things in English that don't translate to other...
No,
like, how do you
there
do
is
that?
a bit in there, so when they talk in English with a guy, because there's another guy who's, there's a tenant that's staying in one of his caravans, because the dad's trying to make some extra money. Oh, FYI, quick one, the only reason why the brother is staying there, the dad initially said no until they found out that they was going to get like €300 a week in order to let the boy stay there, or Lucian stay there over the summer.
Sorry, so they're talking to each other in English?
Yeah, so there's a part where the guy who's renting the caravan speaks to Brian in English, and so it's like, but it's just translated in English. It's like, oh, you speak very good English.
Oh, very
interesting.
interesting.
No, but we're already talking in English.
Yeah. Well, there we go. So when do you reckon you'll have that done by? End of
Hopefully.
next week? End of the month?
I was going to say that, yeah, that'd be nice to have it done by the end of the month. That'd be cool.
Thing is, though, David, with David is that these are very short chapters, and you like to say, yeah, I've read a chapter. Sometimes a chapter's 2 pages. So maybe you should start reading 2 chapters.
How many? What's the last chapter number?
You're on chapter 29, and the last chapter number is the 53.
Wow,
So,
there's some short old chapters in there.
Yeah, well, I've just seen some of them are like that.
Yeah,
That's not even a double page.
No.
So yeah, there we go. So that's book. Hopefully that'll be finished by the end of July.
Yeah.
Then should we go into graphic novel section?
No, because I feel like graphic novels will be a bit later on. So I think the next one that I wasn't planning on doing was this one.
Oh, well, I've got to hold it up because you can't be trusted. This is When You Call My Name by Tucker Shaw. Again, bought on that very same bookstore, bookshop hall.
It was.
Set in 1990s in New York City.
Yeah, I mean,
at the top of the AIDS pandemic. And about two young people falling in love. And you're excited about it? Why? Because of those reasons?
Because of those reasons. Set in the 90s. I don't think I've, like, obviously, I'm a fan of old 80s books, which I've read lots of.
Yeah.
I don't think I've read one about the 90s, but hey, I lived through the 90s, so I'm probably going to enjoy that. Never been to New York, though.
Oh, David, sometimes when they open books, they have, like, a
Toys.
quote at the beginning. And what's this quote?
We can never go back again, that much is certain. The past is still too close to us. Daphne du Maurier. Rebecca.
So that's from Rebecca.
So there we go.
I was only saying yesterday, or maybe in a book haul I did recently, that I would like to do a 90s read-a-thon or a 90s reading challenge where I want to read books that are set in the 90s or written in the 90s. This is the second one in a week that I've picked up. So maybe I'll pop this on the pile of 90s
Along with your
books to read.
Bewitched annual.
So there we go, that's the next one. Then what do you think you might go to after that?
So, I think, well, I'm hoping this, I don't think this is quite like, this isn't a story, is it? I think it's just going to be like
Movie
chapters.
Geek, brought to us by the Den of Geek, Guide to the Movieverse. This is written by Simon Brew with Ryan Lambie and Louisa Meller, with a foreword by Mark Commode. So I had a little flick through this. This is on David's desk, and I said, I can't believe you haven't picked this up. There's so much in here you'll love. There's loads of like...
I don't even think I've opened it. I just thought,
do you remember where it
really
came
cool.
from? I think someone got it for you for your birthday.
It was either birthday or Christmas, and I thought,
I can't remember
really
who it
cool.
was.
I thought it was.
But there's lots of like cool movie trivia and facts and stuff in here. How a He-Man sequel and a Spider-Man movie became a Jean-Claude Van Damme hit. Actors cast in comic book movies who never got to play the role. Horrifying incidental things from the original Star Wars trilogy. I opened it up and on the page
I just saw a Carry On thing there. Your dad looked like, there it is.
Oh.
I just saw Kenneth Williams. Is that it?
Carry On films infamously caused headaches for the British Board of Film Classification.
I bet.
Secrets from the BBFC and MPAA Examiners Archives. But yeah, so I opened it and it had a, what I found quite interesting was the timeline of what they do in terms of a movie, like a movie being optioned. So in this, the example they had was the Hunger Games, and it being optioned for a movie, them getting the rights to the book, cast in when they release who's cast, releasing an image of Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss, release it, like filming the bits, doing the trailer. And I just found that very, very interesting. So yeah, I can't believe you haven't read.
No, but
this would be more of a sort of like grazing book, I think. You could come in and out of it. Or I just saw it Father Christmas. Jingle All the Way, Arnie Hunts for Toys and Funny Jokes, the things that inspired movies. So yeah, I think as a movie buff, you'll love this. The only thing with these books though, David, is that they age very quickly, don't they?
Yeah, they
because
do.
Movies are coming out all the time.
But I suppose, but there's a lot of things in there.
2017.
So that's 5 years old already. But there's a lot of things where they're looking at the olden days.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be too bad. Like something about the 90s, the 1998, you know, that's not going to change what's written in there.
True.
So
don't be too on, I'm not finding it boring, I'm just so tired. We've had very little sleep, it's been very
I
warm.
thought we only had a minute for this one. That wasn't much longer.
And then, what next, David?
Let's go for, well, I think, yeah, the next one. Just
this one?
the next natural
This is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Now, I bought this for David because he loved the appeal. Look at me talking about it like you're not even here. He loved the appeal really much by Janice Hallett. You read it in a weekend.
Yeah.
You thought it was amazing.
I did love it.
He was eating it up. You should have seen him. Well, you can see him because there's a vlog of it. I'll link it down below. He absolutely, like, I've never known you to enjoy anything like a book as much as I've seen you enjoying that. You loved it. And that book is set up through, it's told through, so it's a murder mystery told through
emails, text messages,
minutes from parish council meetings, notes left for people.
Good.
So, like really big multimedia book. And this apparently is a lot like that. So we can see here production log, little notes and things like that. So when you were talking about it, what's that there? Another production log.
What, is it like they're on a set?
I don't know, maybe. Let's find out. The case is closed. 5 years ago, schoolgirl Andy Bell was murdered by Sal Singh. The police know he did it. Everyone in town knows he did it. But having grown up in the same small town that was consumed by the murder, Pippa Fitzamobi isn't so sure. When she chooses the case as a topic for her final year project, she starts to uncover secrets that someone in town desperately wants to stay hidden. And if the real killer is still out there, how far will they keep go to keep picked from the truth.
Oh, that's
so yeah, so
exciting.
a few people recommended this after saying like that David loved it so much. So I bought that for him.
Yeah,
so
I'm excited to read it. I like whether it's because the appeal. Because it was.
I don't think you're going to read this and think, oh yeah, this is better than The Appeal. But I think if you liked The Appeal, then this is what you would like. But yeah, The Appeal was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And then the last book in the pile of books before we move on to Graphic Novel Corner is Appetite by Ed Balls. Bought on that day that we went to the shop. That's what got you started me saying you've got to have these books read by the end of the year, because I bought him 3 books that day.
Yeah, you was only going to get me 2, wasn't you? But
this is a memoir, isn't it? About
I'm a little boy.
Yeah, but you really wanted to
get me 2.
This is a memoir from Ed Balls. Ed Balls, ex-Labour politician, ex-Strictly contestant, and recently during lockdown we saw him on a cookery contest, didn't we?
Which he won. Didn't he?
Yeah, Celebrity Family Meals or something, hosted by
like
Georgia Winkleman.
cook.
It is.
Yeah,
home
Celebrity
cook.
Home Cook.
Good people on there though. Angela Hartnett really like her.
It was
Mary
a
Berry
lovely
really like her.
programme. Mary Berry as well.
And he found out, and he won and was very good at it. And I think he's written this memoir from the perspective of the meals he's eaten over the years. And he's quite sort of like a traditionalist in terms of what he's eaten. There's a lot in there about shepherd's pie and roast dinners and what else we got? What's this? Barbecue sort of. Let's have a look. Barbecue sauces, pork loin with sweet and sour barbecue sauce. Breakfast quesadillas and stuff. So there's a lot of recipes in here, as well as his life told through food. And that's my favourite way of reading a memoir. It's really become a big thing recently. And actually we're in the middle of, we still haven't read it, the Stanley Tucci book.
Tucci.
We need to read a bit more of that. But like we've been
weeks.
like, it's a lovely way, isn't it, to find out.
Yeah,
and I love
cool.
talking about food. We love talking about food, don't we?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think when we meet up with people, like I'd say a good 80%.
Yeah.
The other 20% is what are you watching,
Christmas
lady?
pudding. So there'll be a Christmas chapter. Told through food. That's nice, isn't it?
That's exciting.
It just feels like a really nicely pulled together little
yeah, and I feel like this is definitely quite a wintry autumnal book.
Football food.
Football food.
So yeah, that's true. I do get I'm so sorry. I do get a wintry and autumnal vibe from memoirs.
Yeah, definitely.
And food writing. So yeah, there we go. Right, okay. So on to the 3. Speaking of autumn, do you want to talk about this one?
One of my favourite. I'd probably say it's my
Pumpkinhead by
favourite
Rainbow
graphic
Rowell.
novel.
This is a reread, but when I said to David, what are you planning on reading by the end of the year, this was the first thing he said. So
I think I've read this, it's definitely twice, maybe 3 times, like in the last years.
Well, it was published in 2019, so this will be your...
Yeah, so...
This will be your 4th read.
Yeah. I've read it every year. I just love it. It's so cute. It's about a boy and a girl who work on like a farm that does like loads of pumpkin-y stuff, and because it's set in America, it's really cool. And they have like stalls, they have mazes, they have like corn on the cobs and
Succotash.
Succotash.
Succotash is something they serve.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a little map at the beginning.
Oh yeah, the map at the beginning is
all the
very
things.
cute.
And yeah, I think
and yeah, so basically these 2 are best friends. It's their last one. It's their last shift there before they go off their separate ways, and I think it's the last one ever because they're too old, because I think like they're off to college, and obviously they both love each other, but they're too scared to admit it.
That moves into romance. But yeah, it's very, very autumnal, isn't it? Even like the sort of colours that they use. There's a lot of oranges, and
orange,
they're in
purple,
dungarees
greens.
and plaid shirts, and yeah, it's very seasonal, and I'm very into seasonal reading. And like I said, I got it a couple of years ago. It's published by Macmillan, and they sent it to me then. And David's read it every year since, haven't you?
I love it. It's just such a nice little story. I know what's coming up, but I don't mind, because it just makes you, especially now that in our home we now get into the more autumnal Halloween spirit,
don't we?
Yeah, and we have some more decks, and it just helps. It just helps with the autumnal vibes, especially when reading it. I like it.
So there we go. Lovely and enjoyable. Then I also bought David Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. We watched the series of this earlier this year and loved it, didn't we?
Oh, we gobbled it up.
It's one of my favourite things I've watched this year. Maybe my favourite thing I've watched this year. Absolutely loved it. And I've read all of the graphic novels, and I thought, oh, David would love to, so I bought him a copy of it. I much prefer these front covers, and I would like to own all of them with these front covers before they get the film front covers. I do not like film front covers.
I know you're...
So yeah,
I can understand why.
This has got a Netflix print on it saying it's a Netflix series.
Yeah, but this is much like more prettier.
So yeah, and also what I will say about these is that there's really not that much like font in them. Like there's not that many words. It's much more focused on the illustrations.
Pictures
You get a real
1,000 words.
Oh, David, don't they though?
Should take my glass off when I said that.
I think you'll really love it, and you get a bit more. So if you've loved the series, there's a little bit more backstory to both of the characters in here. So I think you'd get more from it. But yeah, lovely. And then the last one is one that I've just got out from the library for you, which I do own, but I don't know where it's gone.
No.
I think it might be in storage.
Yeah, probably.
It's Paper Girls Volume 1. Why did you want to read this, David?
Because there's Amazon have got a new series.
When's it coming out?
I think it's this summer. It might be like in the next few weeks.
You might need to pick this up before you go on to When You Call My Name. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. And
cool,
and the series. So what I've been told is this is Amazon's answer to Stranger Things.
Well, I was going to say, when I read it, I haven't seen any of Stranger Things, but when I've read up to Volume 4 of these, and I get a very Stranger Things vibe.
Yeah.
From what I've seen of David watching Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Young people on bikes, in this instance all girls, and
yeah, exactly, and it's all girls, which is amazing.
Alien life forces.
Yeah.
So yeah, very
yeah, so I'd be interested to see. Obviously, I'm going to try not to compare it to Stranger Things because I'm hoping it's just going to be its own little.
We don't have Volume 2, so we'll have to find my volumes at some point. But there we go. So 8 books. I think all completely manageable, considering these are all sort of like one sitting
3 of them
things.
are, definitely.
One sitting things. You're
Nearly
over halfway through that. This, I imagine, will probably be quite a speedy read.
If I'm completely honest, the only one that I don't think I might complete will be the movie.
Oh, I was going to say that is what I was also going to say. It might be more of a sort of like, I'll read a chapter of this, or that bit's interesting me, or whatever. And then these two, I think, which are obviously the wordier of the two. But
yeah. So I think I'll probably leave Ed until last.
Yeah, it's an autumnally type thing.
And I feel like this is a good This When You Call My Name is a good transition from summer into autumn. Yeah. So I've got it all mapped out in my mind, guys. I've got it all mapped out in my head.
Wish him luck. Let us know if you've read any of these books or you'd like the sound of them and you think you'd like to put them on your TBR. And we'll see you all again soon for another butcher video, won't we, David?
We certainly will.
Bye.